Yeah, but your title says the noob cast. I think that's an understatement.
But it's also the Noobcast because we explain things a little bit better for noobs. That is the whole idea of the Noobcast. Not necessarily to
Okay, so
to be the noob.
this is a cast for noobs.
Exactly, this was the idea.
Yeah, okay.
Because so many people just don't know what's going on, so we wanted to make sure that there's a safe place for people who don't understand the game. Now, guys, we do. This is. I say this every time I see this map. I feel so conflicted about this water because all there is 4 deep water fish, and I'm just like, where's the shoreline? I just feel like it's so strange having a dam without some shores. You know, there's no fish on the shores. Sassy, how do you feel about the map?
It's a lake. What made you think that it's a dam?
Okay, so we use these terms sometimes interchangeably in Africa, so
Okay.
I might blame that on my heritage. It is a
Right.
lake.
I
yes.
mean,
Yes.
they're square shaped, so that's like okay, that's a man-made.
It could be man-made, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
And
the
then they
map
put some fish.
the map is also man-made. So what is that? GG towards everyone right now. I think I got it. And what about all these berries at the top? I just, again, I don't know how I feel about this. It's just all over the place. The map has a little bit of this, little bit of that, little bit of everything. It's very confusing for me, and I'm assuming for all of us other noobs as well. Do you choose a ban this map?
I banned because I didn't play on this map enough, but this is pretty similar to what we have on Ranked Ladder right now. To the water holes,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. Yeah. This is originally a map from Age of Empires 2, where you like it's exactly looking the same, but the difference there is just like in this game. One civ actually, the French has the bonus with the berries. They gather faster, and also like you can choose not to fish here, or like if you lose the fish, you have the center of the map, like so you control the map. You have the berries there, but in this game it turns out to be a bit different. By the way, we see Anotand docking Beastie's pawn right now.
I also just
Beastie
wanted
can see that.
I need to just highlight Beastie has a fraction of what Anotand does in bounties. Actually, Beastie's catching up now, but Anotand looked like his bounty was much more solid than Beastie's. But yeah. Why do people dock? Give us some insight on the docking situation, because, I mean, as a docker myself, I would understand to just make the extra army ships and control the lake, but does it give you that much of an advantage? Is it that easy to take control of the lake? Or does it take a lot of investment?
If you're in a mirror matchup where you're both are Rus and you don't have to mine gold and you're aging up faster, of course you go to dock your opponent. Like, because Beastie had to actually mine some gold with villagers. He had to do some long distance mining, and you can see that Anotand is just aged up now, and Beastie is just trying to age up with 7 villagers on the Golden Gate, which is, I think, also a weird choice. I think I would prefer the Kremlin here.
So, I know back in the day, we used to go Golden Gate just so that we can get that second TC out at the speed of light. But even on this map, I agree, I feel a little bit weird about this, because you have 2 docks, and those are your second TC in a way. But yeah, Anotand getting the first military ship out here, and this is going to be a little bit scary for Beastie. I mean, he can just put the ship inside for now and wait for it to heal up a little bit. But yeah, this is putting Anotand at a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, in the end he had to. In the end he had to force it with 13 villagers, and he just lost 1 fishing ship. That's so big in a Rus mirror, because those fishing boats, they take 2 pop and they costed double the amount, and he's losing the HP on the ship that he was transforming, and it's on half HP, and he's going to lose another fishing boat. That is such a bad start for Beastie.
That would have cost me the game at my rank. That is so painful to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, and now he doesn't have any fishing ships. He is stuck. with
He
getting
has no
local
fishing
food.
ships. At least he has the arrow slits on that dock, but Anotand is getting the arrow slits on that dock too. So they both will have only 2 deep sea fish to work with on that lake. And on the other side, I don't think Anotand actually. Okay, he just realized he transformed an attack ship, and he's killing the galley of Beastie, and Beastie's getting the naval arrow slits.
As well.
Whoa, this looks fair up because in the end now, when we look at both, Anotand has 2 roost fishing ships and Beastie has only 1 ship, like
Yeah.
only 1 half HP attack ship, and
At this point, I know Beastie is getting this just to control the map, but he doesn't have the Kremlin, so he can't even have that early aggression that's so cheap. But right now, he can't even harass these docks because of it. So we're in a position where this looks very scary for Beastie, and I don't know if he'll be able to come back from this. But again, the fishing is not as significant on this map because of all the other choices you have right now. But the sheep is going to run out. Like, not in this position.
Not really, because
Yeah?
for deep sea fish and like on both lakes, having 8 fish is really big. And soon, I think Anotand. Oh, he just called his militias. I don't know where they are.
They
right now.
are running around here.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's
He's
going to be able to just burn down those docks also and just fish. And as you know, as everyone knows, if it's a mirror matchup, even the smallest difference can be really big. And I don't see how Beastie can come back from this because he doesn't have the Kremlin too. And like Anotand having
All of this.
better eco, better everything, having the fish. I really don't know. Anotand is dropping his tables now.
And he's playing on hard mode right now. From what I can see, though, when I said that it doesn't make that much of an impact initially, I was referring to the fact that there was a dock here blocking 2 of these deep sea fish. But right now, that's a dead dock. That means free fish. On this side, at least, Anotand isn't going for the fish. Not yet. Not yet. We might see that coming soon.
Yeah, not yet, but if you have more economy, you can afford more land units, and if you have the Kremlin also, you can just levy militia and just go for that dock. Like, you don't, because you can afford more units. Beastie picking off a villager, that's good for him.
Something.
Forcing Anotand to drop racks and a tower there, but Anotand has now 5 fishing ships there, and they just pretty much just secured that lake.
One thing I just noticed is that Beastie did not get any hunting cabins. And hunting cabins are supposed to give you free gold. Why do we see this now in pro games, that there are no hunting cabins being placed around the woodlines? Is it just the investment to dodge?
Because it costs 100 wood, which is very, very expensive in this stage of the game, because you want your wood to... You want to spend your wood on the fish and the docks. Like fishing ships and the docks, or like attack ships, they all cost very big amounts of wood. It doesn't really like, you don't really need that passive gold right now. You can just put 3 or 4 villagers on gold and afford anything you want to do on this stage, because you want the fish first before gold, and that has, like, with everything you do in this game, it doesn't really pay for itself, that 100 wood you spend on the hunting cabin. I'm not familiar with the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure you need to spend like 2-3 minutes, depending on the position of the hunting cabin, to pay for itself back.
I did also just want to point out, guys, the bounties are now very significantly different between the 2 of them. Beastie is now at 250, while Anotand is just at 125. So this is going to be a little bit of an advantage for Beastie, keeping him a bit alive. But again, those bounties, or the bonuses are for hunting cabins. So that's why I also asked about this before. Now, we do see Beastie going on 2 TC, while Anotand is on 3 dock. So you decide how you feel about that. But these knights are causing some idle time for Anotand as well. He does have spearmen, so he will be able to defend this, but there are dead villagers all around the way that these knights are running. So we are slowly but surely causing more problems. And on this side, the knight is pushing away these villagers from the stone as well. And that means that Anotand is not going to get his extra stone for all his little upgrades and all those little towers causing havoc. Or, in this case, it was dock upgrades. But he is fishing for his life here. Anotand has a lot of fishing ships over here, and they are capping. So Beastie needs to do a little bit more pressure. He's making these spearmen run around, but I'm expecting Beastie to raid in a few more places right now because Beastie needs to do damage, but not too much because he is on 2TC. He should be alright, and I think that is his play as well. He just wants to get a few more villagers, get to a position where he feels a bit more comfortable. The archers are going to be there, but they are not going to be able to do anything right now. And these Kremlin tickets are being used defensively, which is good because BC doesn't want them to be used aggressively. Those archers are in a very dangerous spot right now, but they are going to try and get some spearmen. But those are not enough archers to fight against spearmen. Oh, not that many at least.
Yeah,
So
he needs just like 4 or 5 more without dying to be able to one-shot the spearman. Then the whole scenario changes there. He just needs to back up a bit because he cannot fight this right now.
Oh, I'm cringing so hard. It's so difficult to focus.
Yeah, I mean, the Beastie only has... Like, your opponent has the dock and has the lakes. You either have to secure the other lake for yourself, or like you need to go for your own expansion. Like, he needed to add the TCs. So I think that's why he started with the Golden Gate, because he was late to the feudal age. So he realized, I'm gonna lose the lakes, so I will go for the TCs after that. And he needs to starve Anotand out with the villager count. So that was the best and only correct move he could do there. But now we see the militia coming in. This is going to cause more idle time, even maybe one more dead villager.
Those blades do hit quite hard. Oh, but not hard enough apparently. They are gonna maybe get a few archers. Are they gonna get those too? No, they just want to cause some idle time, just wrecking a little bit of havoc. But I'm surprised that Anotand hasn't gone for this dock just yet, securing the second lake, because this would just put him so much further ahead. And that dock isn't too scary. There's just one archer ship that he needs to take down, which is not that difficult, especially with this size of an army. So, Anotand, you need to go slap that dog down or you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Anotand actually has some villagers. Like, they walled and they're walking around the boar thing. And also I was going to mention that Beastie, like, your opponent has the fish, then if you have the land control, then what you need to do is like take the boar, right? So he just did that. So we actually see they're both food income per minute is very close. I think Anotand just, like, while he was idling Beastie's military there with the militia, or like using the militia and his existing army together, and he could kill that dog and start fishing on the other lake. Because now Beastie is gonna get more and more villagers, because Anotand is still on 1 TC.
I mean, when you...
Because the fish will eventually run out. Like, the dock is an extra TC, yes, but that's only for the food. Yeah.
It's the limited TC. So, it's a TC and a half right there. So...
Yeah, we see Anotand walling in the relics of Beastie on Beastie's side on the map.
Which is very surprising, because Anotand is going castle, so he is going to he needs to make a little gate so he can pick those up as well. And I am expecting that. It feels like he is in the position to get the aggressive relics as well, because if they get the aggressive relics, Beastie is going to struggle a lot more getting this one than he would be getting the back one. So I think Beastie is just moving forward, though. He's slowly but surely going forward. We are seeing the income per minute, like Sassy said a little bit earlier, it's very similar. But I don't know if this is going to be enough for Beastie to get control. He could send those knights and burn down the dock on the other side, because Anotand is not doing it, so you might as well. And these villagers, I want you guys to notice as well. Oh, never mind. I am very wrong. I assumed he was not going to send too many villagers over here just so that he can rally all of them into the tower. But now, I stand to be corrected.
Dropping the second tower. And yeah, you see now
there
the Beastie is killing the Anotand's dog with the arrow slits. He's making a demo. He's making a demo for seconds. Oh, he needs to see this.
He needs to see it?
Oh,
oh yeah, that doesn't do any damage. Where's the damage? That was a tickle.
Yeah.
It really tickled.
And here what doesn't make sense is that Anotand actually didn't see Beastie going for the second TC, by the way. He, like, if you check his vision, he didn't even scout that area of the map. And he was never there, he doesn't know. And he had the pawns. He had both pawns under his control.
And he's about to get into a fight.
Yeah, he was fishing and he decided to wall the relics of Beastie, which doesn't make sense because if you're in this situation, you should be the first one to reach the castle age and like do everything. And the spears are changing.
The spears are
the
stuck.
outcome of this, yeah.
They are very stuck, brother. Oh, they are trying to get through. I can see in this case we're definitely getting enough archers to focus on those spearmen, but again, this is not going too smooth for Anotand. And again, Beastie is on 2 TC, so and now he's starting to get control back of the lake as well. So this is not going to be too bad.
But he has more knights and he has the upgrade on them already. He has plus 30 HP on them, so his knights are significantly better than Beastie's knights right now, and they outnumber him. And Beastie doesn't have anything to kill his knights.
Yeah, he doesn't have crossbows
aside from his own knights, yeah.
Yeah, he's got one crossbow out. But on this side...
and we see 10 militia coming to kill that tower.
He did lose quite a bit of units to that tower, though. So these villagers are like, actually, we do not want to die today, so we're leaving. And Beastie is not focusing down. He needs to go get a bit of damage down on those. Oh, he needs to get damage down on these because he is losing a bit. These archers are not turning around to fire back on that knight. That knight was vulnerable. You can target it. And all of a sudden, Beastie getting control back of that little fishing pond is not gonna change the outcome of his fate right here. He is running low on food, and he is going to be a little bit desperate soon enough. There is only the boar, and the boar does not last forever. I can't even click the boar to see how far that thing is from depleted, but it's been out there for a while.
It's just depleted now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do in this case? Make farms? Or do you just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, I guess that's it?
I mean, the problem is, you're in a mirror matchup, so like whatever you can do, your opponent can do also. And speaking for the roost mirrors, there is only one thing, I think, that can change, like that can swing the battle in your favor, which is the monks, the monks buffs. But Anotand has 40 military right now.
Shit,
And yeah.
This is looking very dire. And
Yeah, and we can see Beastie's income, food income is is significantly lower than Anotand's right now, and he's actually running out of some sheep on. Yeah, he just ran out of sheep. I'm sorry, the fish, not sheep.
Oh, on the other lake. Oh, he did.
On the other lake.
Oh, they'll replenish just to feed him a little bit, but yeah, that number is going to go down significantly in a few seconds as well. So he knows he needs to get the control of this lake too, but right now, Anotand expanding inside Beastie's base. I am loving that. But now, Beastie's like, hey, I got some defensive things coming out, and Anotand doesn't have any stone, so we're not going to see a response from Anotand in the same way. Now, this might be a mirror matchup, but it's always going to be a different special, depending on who you watch. Oh, and this is going to... These crossbowmen are here, though. So now the knights are going to die. They are not going to be free running anymore. And now those... Oh, no knights. Don't just suicide. And Anotand is still going to be in a good position. We do still see the army lead, and he does have siege now. So this mangonel could be very damaging for Beastie. Oh, against Beastie, at least. So
yeah, and he has already 20 horse archers on the field with the knights, and I think they're they're still good. Like after the plus 30 HP buff, and if you have the fish, and like if your eco is, and you want horse archers in the roost mirror actually, like that never changed in my opinion. And those horse archers can run around in Beastie's base right now actually. Like there's nothing stopping him, because there aren't walls. There's just one keep in the middle. He can just run around. Sure, Beastie will see it, but he will have to react to it. So I don't. Yeah.
The one thing you're missing though is when we are looking at the top of the top, when we watch Marine Lord versus Beastie, yes, Marine Lord might have run around and harassed from the side, but Anotand just doesn't have the same tournament experience as Marine Lord, for example. That could be very damaging if there's another one. Beastie, are you going to react? Are you going to react? He reacts, but and he moved just in time. So I'm putting this on Anotand to try to do that, and he is pushing a little bit, but I don't know if just because Beastie started moving units this way as well. So honestly, I think Anotand would be able to do a really good job if he just had a little bit more of tournament experience, and that's going to come with time. So let's see if Beastie can pick off a few here.
Yeah, Anotand is a very good player actually. He was mainly playing 1 or 2 civs and like same strats as I know. I don't want to offend anyone, but recently we are seeing him like beating the other pros that we know, like occasionally being on top of the ladder and everything. So pretty sure he has all the skill to beat Beastie or other top pros right now. Like we're seeing in both games. I think he should have won the first game too, and now he's going for the slow kill. He still actually has that boar available for him behind his walls. He just killed now. I still think I still can't help but to think, like, if it was Marine Lord or someone from like top 4, I think Beastie would be dead in this like mirror matchup with this start.
Definitely, and I think Beastie is also not really showing the dominance he usually does, even against someone like Anotand, who is less experienced. So this Springald moving forward, but Springald, that is a very dangerous place to stand. Those are a lot of knights, and they do not look friendly. Now, we can see he's trying to secure the sacred site not the sacred site, the beautiful relic on this side as well, and moving a little bit closer, but this is a very big disadvantage. He needs to get a few horse... Oh, he does not. He gets one, but he suffers some damage as well. Oh, they got it. They got the mango. The mango is down. Springalds did the work, but are the Springalds going to survive this? It does look like they will. Springalds, turn around. Get a horse. Celebrate. Why don't you?
Yeah, Anotand doesn't have anything to do right now here because... I don't know, but he's winning, but he doesn't really have to attack right now.
Yeah.
He has the advantage. Because there's still the keep and 5 Springalds, and he cannot use his mango there. And he doesn't have any more armored units at the front. Those horse archers are gonna start to melt.
But they are just taking free shots right now, and I don't think he realizes he just stood under a keep being repaired for free.
Yeah, and also there are like 5 Springalds there. So they kind of one-shot every unit, like they attack.
And he's
you don't really need that.
He's going to lose a lot of houses as well. He's going to have to remake those back at base, and I don't think he realizes. But, oh, those Springalds just doing work. They're getting things one by one, but this is going to be a battle for the Springald range. So, are we going to get to Imperial? I mean, whew. These horse archers are looking scary, though. At least the Springalds are doing some damage against the horsies as well. That was a poor little crossbowman. Vladimir, why you die? You cannot stand so far away. The fact that you're standing inside his base means you deserve to die right there. Okay, so Vladimir at the front here. You will go and shoot him with his horse archer and see what you can do. Springald might take him out.
Springald micro.
Breaking it up one by one. Oh, they go.
This all comes down to Anotand not having Springalds after making like 2 Trebs and 2 Mangonels. He didn't have any Springalds to protect his units, and now he's gonna slowly die to those Mangonels and crossbows and Springalds because he didn't have his own Springalds, and his monk too, because most of his units, like, it doesn't really change much if you have knights, but if you have this kind of trash composition with horse archers, especially the high DPS unit, you want the monk buff because it helps your spearmen, archers, and like horse archers a lot more than it helps your men-at-arms and knights. So now, and like we're seeing, okay, these are Beastie's walls. Beastie wants to wall this off and keep his advantage because he smells. He knows that he's about to run out of food on the other leg too. He still has the board there, but
in this case, those Springalds can actually deal with the ships, though. Let's see, are they gonna take it out? Hey! Not yet. But if you want something to kill those ships without getting damaged yourself, the Springald is the right way to go. Thank you, Mr. Springald. Now, these little spearmen, they have been doing work. They cleaned up this whole side, 5 of them. Apparently 5 spearmen is all you need to rule the world. And he's going to break these open and finally get to his relics he's been waiting for. This keep has been going at it for a while, though. Good effort, keep. Good effort. Now, we do see, oh, those villagers are taking a beating, and Beastie's army is a little bit far back, so these villagers are going to go down because it doesn't look like he's reacting at all. Beastie! Where are you? What are you doing? Mangonel's getting some shots off. Oh! No, not too hot, but some damage is done. Beastie is focusing somewhere else. The fact that these things have not died yet... That's a lot of Springalds, though. We have 6. Ooh, versus 6, 7.
This time Anotand has the composition, but he doesn't have anything to kill the keep and the tower there. Oh, big banger shots.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Those horse archers just went down one by one. Beastie's micro on the Springalds. Pop, 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 pop. Left, right, and center. Very nice. As a wise man once said, that Springald got dented in right there. And these little crossbows and archers are just cleaning up what they can. They keep doing its best job. And down here, the relic is finally busted open. Hell yeah, brothers. These ships are fighting for a little bit of food. They're getting it, whatever pops up. But we see this number is not looking that impressive anymore. Now, Springalds, are you going to be able to clean up just a little bit more? Because Anotand is running low on gold. And he's not going to be able to replace those anytime soon. He does have the relic advantage right now, but not for too long, as BC will be able to pick this and that one up if he realizes. But this looks like a little bit of a slow reaction time from Beastie on this. He needs to... Hey, just click on that.
Yeah. So Springalds are taking all your APM and attention because it's so important.
It's worth it.
When you're in these situations, yeah, you just like need to micro your Springalds.
And on the top left corner, we see a play coming in. We see the High Armory. Now, boys and girls, I don't play Rus, and I have no idea what the High Armory does, but Sassy is the one who's going to tell us more about this High Armory. So, Sassy, tell us about the High Armory.
The High Armory is basically a place, a landmark, where you can get special juicy upgrades for your siege workshops, siege workshop units, for your siege unit Springalds. You can get more range on your Springalds. You can upgrade your rams and your trebs and your mangonels. Once it's finished up, you can show the text if you want, one by one. And it also reduces the cost of siege engines in nearby siege workshops by 20%. So like every siege workshop around this landmark is going to produce the siege units 20% cheaper. So now we can see the Springald is 200 and 200 now.
And they shoot all the way until China now, right? Once the upgrade is gotten.
It's not that big anymore, but it gives you the edge if you're first to get to imp.
Yeah.
Because range is everything. Like in RTS games, range can just give you so much freedom. And yeah, he didn't even need that. Just give those two Springalds.
Right now, he's getting the range on both of them. So all of a sudden, they're going to get 2 tiles plus 0.5 tiles, 2.5 tiles, and they're going to shoot everything and everywhere. And right now, he still hasn't picked up... Oh, he did get that relic.
And so half of the Anotand's army was actually engaging that palisade gate because when you A-move them, it was the first thing they saw and they tried to attack it. There's still like one horse archer behind trying to shoot at the gate, but he's he's just going to die if he keeps doing this, and I think he will realize in a few moments he is in Castle Age against Imperial Age. He doesn't have his siege anymore.
And
he's behind in villager count.
Doesn't this take you to
Army count.
Season 1? All these spring elves? Just like the spring elf being the main composition of the army? Or did you play back then?
Yeah, I played that.
Oh,
yeah.
It was beautiful. I only watched a few games, but oh.
Yeah, and I hated it.
I think everyone did.
I mean, I think there were only like few times. The militia pool.
That's a lot of militia. I don't think they're gonna do enough here, but that might. Oh, they're getting the other. Oh, that Manganasha.
Oh, the horsemen.
That Manganasha.
They're gonna pick up.
Are you Spear Boys gonna be able to fight this back? Yeah, Spears are cleaning up the horsies though. They tried, they came, they did not conquer, but this fight is a little bit different for Anotand. Militia.
Yeah, but he cannot do this again. So, like, these militias are going to disappear in 40 seconds. And
40 seconds is a long time. But Beasty's also target firing the real army, not the fake militia army. He's just like, actually, I'm just gonna use my spring ults and kill some actual horses. So, don't you worry. We're just holding you guys back and we're good to go. And the soup doesn't lie. 160 versus 120. Beasty has 40 worker advantage. It is a bit of a cleanup right now, and the lakes are empty. Minus the fish. There's definitely fish for you to get, but no ships to do so.
Anotand calls the GG here. I think he was super ahead. This time I was almost sure that he was going to win this one.
Yes, Anotand really had such an advantage. That was like...
Oh, Anotand is in chat and...
Anotand, you played well. Anotand, So in this case, Anotand, I think you're, from my perspective, and I don't know, Sassy can give his opinion in a sec, I think it's just tournament experience. The fact that you haven't, like, been able to go around the different sides, when you definitely had the upper hand, you didn't raid him at all, you just let him go from the back. But I think that was really well played. You gave Beastie a run for his money, like a boss. Clap, clap.